Could you please give us an insight on key findings about current gaps in the existing interagency environment in Pakistan and what weaknesses are keeping the enforcement agencies under the competency bar?
Thank you. This is a very, very important question, and this is at the core of all of the discussion. Number one, we have a very legalistic environment when it comes to administration and the governance structures. When it comes to critical incident management, the law on this point is simply not there. We have, after the earthquake in 2005, which was a major incident, in Islamabad and in HJK, some institutions were developed, but they were not. They were essentially for the humanitarian aid, dissemination of humanitarian aid, and they just did not address this issue of critical incident management. They were called national disaster management bodies. So we need to have a law on this. So this was the first gap analysis point. Number two is that you have to identify, because most of the time when such incidents take place, interagency environment comes into play, and then you have to decide which agency will take the role lead, or at least what will be the distinct functions within the different agencies. At present, all with their very good intentions, they try to compete with each other, get the space in media, and also to try to solve the problem. But this is a highly, I would ask, and I would request all to consider, a highly specialized area for which we should have trained people. And those who are negotiating should essentially be kept apart from the people who are to do the action, if, for God forbid, if there is a need to use force. So the law has to be clear on this, because most of the time after major incidents in Pakistan, inquiries have taken place, and the people who were trying to do their job, they were held accountable. So this is point two. Point three is regarding the spectrum of use of force. We need to identify the spectrum of use of force for what type of incident management, what type of use of force should be authorized. In different countries, the spectrum has been, especially in developed countries, the spectrum has been elaborated, and its different thresholds have been identified. In Pakistan, because of the training of critical incident management, which has been so far militaristic, so it does not have that civil touch of dealing with such critical incident issues. So there is importance in putting and redesigning the training according to the established best practices of the world. Countries have been doing it very successfully. They clearly earmark the areas, which agencies to lead, which agencies to negotiate, and how the time is to be utilized. We have a very painful example of APS in front of us, where critical incident management could have been very instrumental in saving a lot of lives.